The women's 27 final on our main station. Leading out our teams are going to be our referees Phil, Keith Cage, the handball for very warm welcome. For our representation men, Phil Hayes and W27s.
Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. It is almost time for our very first final of the day. It is the women's 27s final as England take on Scotland. Here is the England team: Marnie Wills, Catherine Jones, Keisha McLean, Sammy Phillips, Zoe Parrish, Claire Trainor, Nikki Bird, Lucy Neal-Hook, Lois Lau, Louise Carr, Katrina Witt, Victoria Franks, Alexandra Maskell, Stacey Collins, Lucy Snake, Nikki Marsh, coached by Gary Lambert. They take on Scotland, just making their way out onto the pitch here at Highfields. And this is how the Scottish team line up: Frankie Alcock, Emma Bayak, Hemesay, Jennifer Brown, Karen Bryce, Gemma Campbell, Joanne Campbell, Emma Britton, Pamela Gillespie, Layla Hassan, Terry McWaters, Amy Malaguti, Mary Claire Maxwell, Katrina Rosinski, Susie Roy, Kelly Watt, Claire Hammond, coached by Simon Hammond. Jameson back with you here alongside Ben Powell for our very first final of the day. This is what it's all about. 4 days of amazing competition is starting to come to a close as Scotland and England line up here on the pitch at Highfields. There's like something, a brave heart at the end of that anthem for Scotland. Yeah, the a cappella finish from the Scottish women there. You can see what this final really needs to them. And as you mentioned, Ben Powell on the commentary with me for this one. And the first final that we've seen here on Field 1. That's exactly what it means to these players. Big moment, European final. The emotions are really flowing at this stage.
Yeah, it's a culmination of 2 years preparation, 12 months of training specifically for this tournament. Catherine Jones leads the England players out. With the England Women's 27s, I caught them at the end of the England Mixed Open semi-final. They all seemed pumped and inspired by that, as did the Scottish Women's 27s, watching their Mixed Open team be victorious in that drop-off. Look, on paper and on performance over the last 4 days, England should come in as favourites. However, 40 minutes of touch, absolutely anything can happen, and whatever's happened up until now won't count for anything if you don't come and perform. So both teams will know that.
Yeah, England certainly come in as favourites. Scotland have lost a few games on the road here, and in the main, they've come against England. Lost to this England team 11-3 a couple of days ago. Lost to England 35-6-4. And lost to England 35s this morning 6-3, as well as yesterday's defeat to this England team 10-3. So Scotland maybe having a little bit of a mental block against the team with the St George's flag on their chests.
Yeah, perhaps, but as I said, 40 minutes of touch. It's this Scotland team, watching the games I have of this division, they've been with England in certain parts of that game, so they know that at certain points they do compete with England. They have competed with England. That's certainly what their coach will be reinforcing to them. So they won't fear anything here. They're going to go out and give their best, and I think we'll see a really competitive 40 minutes of touch.
Well, let's hope so. Last time we saw a Scottish team on the field was that wonderful Mixed Open semi against England. And if we have the same level of entertainment here as we did in that one, we're in for a real treat. Scotland with the first attack on the match, driving for the line there is Tony Waters. Into contact, so can take over the ball. Slightly delayed Claxon, so we are a little ahead of schedule.
Good movement, early doors by England there. Getting towards the box, they're on themselves. Here's their captain, Catherine Jones. Vicky Frankson at half. And so we've seen this particular pairing very successful in the earlier match this morning against France. And here we go.
Maybe an opportunity on the outside, pop back in. Referee gets in the way of that one. I don't think it really affected the outcome of that play too much at all.
The referee was moving out of that defensive line to call the touch pass, so the late pass, so it didn't affect anything.
England, as you mentioned, did play this morning against France. We watched that game. They were very, very good as well. 1-9-2. Never really had to get out of second gear in that one at times. Scotland again played this morning. A slightly later fixture in England, so maybe I'm feeling a little more in the legs. Played England's 35 team. They did lose that one 6-3. So yes, maybe with a little bit more momentum coming into this.
Yeah, perhaps. Look, I mean, as I said, it's a final. It's Scotland versus England. It's a European Championships. These girls could have played half an hour ago and they'd still be up for this match.
Yeah, I don't understand about that.
Also got a Scottish foot in the ruck there, interfering with that roll ball, preventing England from picking it up. So England get the penalty. This is good field position. England have been very successful off the back of their drive. So this is a good place to be starting at, and we're seeing this group actually go for a double set here. And here we go, Lois Lau.
Yeah, Lois Lau leads the charge. There goes Mary Wills in at half. Option inside, there was a touch there as she's trying to dash on through. Restart a bit further out. Draw Scotland in. loose hands there, which you don't often see from Claire Trainer of all players. 15 touchdowns to her name. She is England's top scorer at this tournament.
Yeah, look, I think England a little bit nervy on the line attack. They're starting very compressed. So perhaps as we see this half progress, they'll expand that a little bit more. As Scotland seem to be defending nice and tightly.
Scotland, a big surge from number 15. There's Susie Roy. And Scotland have worked that well towards the outside, mixing that. So Maxwell, I think, goes on the outside, wearing 13. She has been their main threat. 12 touchdowns for her.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle out there between Claire Maxwell and Nikki Bird. Both very quick, both very experienced. So it'll be interesting to see how those two match up against each other as that ball gets moved to the wing over the course of this game. There's Katrina. Katrina's actually formerly played for Scotland, so it's the first time for her in England colours. So the mixed emotions going into this final.
She's named both anthems. The referee's anthem as well. I think she did to a level playing field with the two male officials.
Absolutely. Good touch from Nikki Bird. Scotland going really well here in their midfield, so they're wrestling some momentum back from England. And this is giving them a good platform for their line attack.
Good break here from Gemma Campbell. And picking it up is McWaters. And it's good defending from England again. They do get a fresh set of 6 though, Scotland. 5 metres out. McWaters starts the play. Jennifer Brown straight on her shoulder. They've been through 3.5 now, extraordinarily hectic days. Waters, lovely, but they can't quite get it down quick enough.
A little bit of panic there from England, so they're dropping nicely, but they're not dropping early enough and popping up off that line early enough. So they go back up again.
Waters dives for the line.
Very good touch.
Tried the same thing a few times now. I just wonder if we'll see the wingers come into play here as they have sucked England inside. Waters with the little pop pass inside to Jennifer Brown, and again, England deny them. And surprising maybe to see them not try and vary it up a little.
Yeah, look, this has been a huge part of Scotland's game plan this campaign. So those who have watched them over the course of this week won't be surprised about their quickie sequence or their mid-mid sequence. They're very effective at it. Essentially, you know, it's one thing knowing it's coming, it's another thing actually defending it as well. Now, England's defence had to stay tight. Scotland do have some variations, so I'm sure we'll see that at a certain point. Here's Catherine Jones.
Oh, brilliant. Through she goes.
Beautiful.
First score, and look what it means to Catherine Jones. Her 6th touchdown of the competition, and the captain leads the way for England in the European Championship final.
So really nice work from Catherine Jones. Affects that touch nicely, and then watch her straighten on her line. And very importantly, Lucy Snape fixes her player and engages her player, which allows Catherine to exploit that gap there. And just as Scotland was starting to wrestle some momentum, the captain comes up with a touchdown to start us off.
Yeah, great work. But as you rightly mentioned, it was terrific from Lucy Snape to draw the defender away, because Terry Waters caught offside, couldn't do anything about the run forward. Great start from England, 1-0. It's taken them over 6 minutes to have the game's first score. Now here comes Scotland.
Good scramble.
That's a loose pass.
And Scotland just need to calm back down. They had a really good few sets of 6 on England's line. They've got to revert back to it. I'm going to go a little bit more direct to start with in their driving pattern.
Quick figure again. Bit of space here. There's again. Need to pass. Does she get one? She does.
And that's Claire Trainer. Marnie Wills, experienced head, again exploits a gap from half. And Claire Trainer with some really good support play. Nice dump there from Keisha. Marnie causes that confusion in the defense. Keisha's space there that she holds is very effective. And Claire Trainer with the touchdown.
Does well there actually, Claire Trainer. It wasn't maybe as easy a finish as it looked because the pass was quite high, so to get it from above her head down to the deck without getting the touch wasn't exactly easy.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. It is no mean feat.
Touch called by the official.
Good touch by England. Sammy Phillips there tucking in, covering her right middle in Katrina. And here we go. Scotland got another chance here.
And Bryce directing the
unlucky.
traffic and just slips there.
And a quick turnover by England.
Evasiveness again from Sammy Phillips. Saw that in the early game. It's found very quick.
So Scotland just have to be careful here. England are starting to get on top in all parts of this game. And here we go. This is a chance. Scotland have turned it over. Good field position to start their drive. They'll probably work to the box to bring in some fresh legs. Yep, there you see. Here we go.
Exactly what's going to happen.
And they need a good sweep on here to give themselves a good platform for an attack.
Good work. Mela San bringing in Jennifer Brown. Here comes McWaters taking over is Campbell. Waters at half. Has England on the hop. Outside her is the very talented Mary Claire Maxwell. Quite get through.
Good cover there from England. No panic. Nikki Bird, nice calm head. But a good attack from Scotland. They needed that.
Well, just if nothing else, obviously it's not a point on the scoreboard, but maybe just a bit of a confidence booster.
A good set completion. England bring on some fresh players now.
Let's get that from Jones. Oh, lovely play, quick pass. Important touch there as Vicky North was about to burst through. Might be a heavy touch.
Yeah, it's a tough one that. Look, I think the touch is definitely heavy, but Scottish players also off balance as well. So a referee will usually side with the defending player, particularly in this situation. But there is a responsibility on the attacking player to ensure that they're not off balance and that they're being strong at that roll ball as well. But I think the referee's got it right.
This one. Second sense. Now a little Scottish error. The roll ball.
And we've had 4 or 5 key errors in key areas for Scotland now. Let's hope that come the end of this half, they're not rearing those mistakes.
Snake the hats for England, options right and left. Nearly pulled off a lovely play there. She had Emma Britton really scrambling, but wrong for Scotland.
It's really good play from Catherine Jones there and Lucy Snape. So they've drawn that defender up really high and then bounced outside her. So that's hopefully giving them an advantage in terms of a numerical advantage to have an overlap on the wing. Good recovery by Scotland, but England, these are good signs. They're really willing to throw the ball around at the moment, and this won't be pleasing Scotland's defence. Marnie Wills and Claire Trainer again.
Dangerous duo in the middle. Trainer, Wills, dives for the line.
Referee's communicating and saying ball's down.
And that is a touchdown. It's 3-0 to England's Marnie Wills. Gets over, and she is such a dangerous player, and proving it there with a great dive.
Yeah, so what the referee's deemed there is that the player who's actually made that touch is in an offside position. He's commed that very clearly before giving the all clear and awarded that touchdown. And it's a dream start for England, really. They're playing well, but most importantly in the final, the touchdowns are on the board.
3-score lead, 12 minutes gone. Most welcome for those in England whites. Here comes Scotland though, with Cameron Bryce.
Sammy Phillips there, getting caught up in that touch. Good ball. Unlucky. Good defence, good attack. It's good to see Scotland starting to move that ball around again.
Start their sixth from very deep inside their own half. That's a good fleet of foot from Claire Hammond. And now from number 14. That's Trina Weir. Phillips on the outside, sneaking through is Kirsty McLean, and she is over.
Yeah, a little defensive right there by Scotland. England managed to get on the outside, so you can see some good lead-up play here. Alex Maskell taking advantage, giving that ball over the top. Sammy Phillips drawing in to that wing in the link, and off Keisha goes. If there's one player in this England team that you cannot give an inch to, it is Keisha McLean, because she has some serious pace about her.
Yeah, good elusiveness as well. Looked like in that scenario that the Scottish defender was destined to get the touch, but such as the quickness of Keisha McLean.
Nice touch.
Straight through. 4-0 up here, and Scotland really need to get themselves on the board soon if they're to have a hope of getting back into this, I feel.
Yeah, look, we've seen Scotland bury it up quite early now, so they've moved away from that middle play we've seen, given how compressed England are. They've tried to go expansive, and credit to England, they've managed to cope with that straight away. They're forcing Scotland to throw long, so they'll be pleased that that's where Scotland had to take their line attack at this stage of the game.
Ronnie Wills, lovely, and that's going to be another one, I think, for Claire Trainer. It is, and England are threatening to run away with this hit. Terrific work again from that partnership in the middle of Wills and Trainer. So difficult to stop. And they are cutting through Scotland's defence almost at will at this point.
Yeah, nice hold hit by Claire Trainer. Good pick up by Marnie. She runs a nice straight line, very direct. Draws in two defenders, provides Claire Trainer with a hold here. Let's see what Scotland have got. They look like they're setting for a sweeper play here. Yes, they are. Sweeper takes off. And good defence from England again. You can see Katrina Weir pushing those troops forward. England not giving an inch.
No space in the wing either for the dangerous Maxwell. There she is. And she's been tied up pretty well by Nikki Bird in particular. Maxwell, the record in this tournament has been so good. Really hasn't had the opportunities to improve on that.
No, she hasn't been provided with a clear-cut opportunity yet. Scotland hopefully will work on for her soon, given how many touchdowns she scored this campaign already.
As we've seen with many of the England groups so far this week, they won't let up. Taking it easy, they will at this point see a chance to really put the hammer down and take Scotland out again before half-time.
Yeah, so England get a penalty there for a hard touch. Vicky Franks coming in to soak up a bit of the pressure from the wing. And then comes Lucy Snake, Nikki Marsh, and Catherine Jones.
There's Nikki Marsh, now Catherine Jones. Led from the front for England so far. Snake. So Jones.
Here goes Jones.
Just evaded the hands of Nikki Bird, who we've seen do some very good work in a defensive sense, but we've not really seen Nikki Bird up the other end of the field with too many opportunities, and that one just a little bit too far in front of her, I think.
Well, that's the first time we've seen England go expansive, and they probably forced it a little bit too early there. They were on third touch, had an opportunity to really build into that set of six and perhaps go for their strike, move on to the fourth or fifth touch. But Catherine just forcing that pass perhaps a bit too early. But they now know how the Scotland defence are going to react to that expansive play. Here we go, Trainer and Wills.
Time on the clock, 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Takes the contact, gets it back. And his trainer, oh, lovely work. Now, did Lois Lau get that down? No, touch is called. It's close.
Really good touch from Scotland.
As Wills gets it out to Lois Lau, there she is, and that's what she can do. It's another one for England, and Scotland just can't live with this England attack at the moment.
Here we go, good heads-up touch from Marnie Wills. Look at that step back around the defender. Because that defender had shot out, that was actually the defender that was meant to be covering Lois Lau. And Lois then exploits that overlap, or the potential overlap. The winger peels off to go out to her own player, and Lois in for a really nice touchdown.
Looks so simple when executed well, but it's always a work on the training pitch. Danger towards 1 minute to go, 60 seconds before half time, and leading snookers really already. Waters.
They need to put something together here, Scotland. It'd be really good for them to go into that half-time break with a touchdown on the board, but England are not giving anything away.
I think that's the key, hasn't it? It's been very good for England, obviously in an offensive sense with the 6 scores that they've managed, but defensively they really have not given anything to the Scottish side.
No, you know, regardless of the scoreline, England will not change not just their defensive principles, but their attitude to defence. They know if they give Scotland the slightest bit of confidence in this game that they could very easily come back into it. Here's Catherine Jones pointing for Lucy Snake where to go. She picks up, she's going to switch in. Zoe Parish. Zoe to Catherine.
Can she squeeze through now? Scotland actually shut that one down pretty well. They covered it well.
Yeah, a bit of miscommunication there. I think what Catherine was looking for was Zoe Parish to pass that ball back into Lucy Snake. But they made the best of the situation. But Scotland, their defence adjusted very well, and I'll be pleased with that.
Heading towards the final touch here. We did start a little bit early, so we'll wait for the klaxon, which is going to come in about 20 seconds' time. Discussion is king here. There's the klaxon. And they're going to go for it. Doesn't look like it. No, they're happy to take half time. And well, they might. It's been a super half if you're an England supporter or indeed an England player. They lead 2-0 at the break, and they are in a very commanding position to take the gold medal in the women's 27 division. We've been privileged to have so many wonderful nations with us here at these European Championships, so many developing nations as well. And one of them, Sweden, have been catching up with our roving reporter, Chris.
We're joined by Jenny and Isolde from the Swedish Mixed Open team. We haven't had a chance to chat to any of your squad or your coaches so far this week, but how have you been finding it, first of all?
It's been really fun to participate. It's the first time for us. We've had some tough games, but it's really nice to see the good level of the other teams in the tournament.
So talk to me a little bit about touch in Sweden and how much it's been growing over the past few years.
It's a really small sport. We only have one club in the entire Sweden. It started maybe 5 years ago, and now we're growing bigger and bigger. And some sessions this summer we were maybe 30 or 40 people.
So when the decision was made to come here to Nottingham, how well was it received by the players? Was everybody very positive about it, or were you a bit nervous about it?
I think it was quite positive, yeah. But we don't have many female players, so we kind of struggled to have enough players there.
And then when you come here and see the setup, are you glad you came?
Yes, very. It's super well organized and it's super fun to play.
And if there's one thing that you're going to take away from it in terms of both on and off the field, what would it be?
I think it's, the spirit of the touch, the spirit of the other teams. Even though it's our first competition, we lost all our games,
yes.
But the other teams, they are really positive about us being here, and I think that's really important to make the sport grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you picking the brains of are you talking to the other teams who you're playing and getting training tips and tactic tips and just helpful hints about how to play the sport as well?
I heard that the Welsh coach was kind of interested in coaching us or something, come over into Sweden, because we were so eager to play and worked hard. So yeah, I think they're impressed by us.
We had a lot of good feedback from many people, so that's really nice that that we can have this.
So here we're looking at some of the scoreboards and leaderboards from this European Touch Championships 2018. Still half time here at England versus Scotland in the women's 27 final match, and second half will resume very shortly. Welcome back. It looks like we're not too far away from the start of the second half here. England against Scotland. Stephen Jameson and Ben Powell with you here on commentary. Ben, Scotland are well down here in this, well, at the break. What do they need to do in the second half differently to not even necessarily get themselves back into the game, but just to get a foothold against this England side?
Yeah, look, I think essentially it's a bit more composure and some variation in terms of their line attack. Defensively, they are going to struggle against an outfit like this England team. They have so much firepower, so much variation to what they're doing, and they're able to identify the shape of this Scotland team in defence and exploit it. It would have been a very positive box for Scotland, regardless of the scoreline. There's 20 minutes left of this tournament. Anything that happens from now, they must be positive about. So let's just hope they can get a couple of touchdowns early on in the second half and start to claw their way back in. But England are going to be very professional, very composed. They'll understand they have a lead. They certainly won't be going out just to defend their lead. Their communication will have been, well, we've identified some areas in our play. We want to fix those. We want to build on this lead. And they certainly won't feel they have anything on this European title just yet.
Minutes away from the klaxon there, 20 minutes away from the final klaxon. Yeah, this game Scotland played was in mixed open in the semi-final, all the way to the drop-off, all the way to the end of the drop-off as well. It would take a near miracle for that to happen here, but stranger things have indeed happened. As Ben said, that is why England have started so quickly. They will not relent, and they are already up again on the scoreboard. It's now 7.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Scotland to take. The first opportunity, England have actually had to tap off this game. They've run their set tap-off play, and they've absolutely nailed it and tore those Scotland middles apart with Keisha McLean an easy touchdown in the middle of the pitch. Scotland have got to keep positive here, got to keep their heads up. They're here for a reason. They deserve to be in the final, and they mustn't let that scoreline now dictate their approach to the game.
Attack. Maybe a chance
They're
here.
in. That's it. Excellent work. The first opportunity they have to get that touchdown in for the second half, and they've done it really good. And we see some variation finally in their line attack. Sweeper play, sweeper comes around the back, gets that ball, draws the player in, and a beautiful outline from the Scotland leg.
Well, that's what we said. That was needed for Scotland. Quite rightly identified the variation, and that was the first time we've really seen that from Scotland this entire game. And it's Pamela Gillespie who profits, her 6th touchdown of the competition for Scotland #9. And they're on the board, and that'll be a little bit of a monkey off the back of Scotland as well, because the longer and longer that went on, maybe fear started to creep in about, are we ever going to score against this England team?
Absolutely. There's Catherine Jones and Lucy Snape. So Skipper once again involved.
There it is. Partnerships that crop up with this England team. Talks about how so good. Lovely reverse, Snape inside, and momentum just stalled there with Zoe Parish.
Referees awarded a penalty there for a hard touch. Very similar to the Scotland penalty in the first half. Perhaps the attacking player a little bit off balance. Lucy Snape. And good defence by Scotland. They're adapting well and identifying early what England are trying to run at them. So here's Catherine Jones. You can see Zoe Parish around the back. Catherine takes off from half. Long ball to Vicky Franks, and what a finish. Vicky Franks, superb finish. Very difficult ball to pick up. Catherine Jones put it where she needed it because it had to be a very fast finish. The longer Vicky takes catching this ball, the longer the defensive player has to make the touch. And watch this pick up. Excellent finish. And the two players from Cambridge combining for England's 8th touchdown.
Made it look so easy, which is a pretty good indication that it very much wasn't. Pick up on the touchdown.
Absolutely. I mean, Vicky Franks, you're a very safe pair of hands. However, that was a very difficult pick up and put down. So she's done really well. Here goes Scotland into the in-goal area. Marnie Wills chasing hard.
Oh, I think there was a touch there before that ball went down.
Nikki Bird's claiming the touch. And the referee seems to be going to have a replay now to have a look at it. We've got the benefit of the replay. The referees don't.
It was a great break.
Good mirroring from England.
Kelly Watts and...
Yeah, Nikki Bird's made that touch before the ball's down. And the referees agreed with us.
Yeah, Emma Britton it was who nearly got down for Scotland. And we'll start again on the 5-metre line. Scruffy roll, but chance of a Gillespie, and then on the outside it's Maxwell, but nowhere for the Scottish 13 to go. It's been the story of her match. She's such a good finisher, but 0 opportunities really to finish.
Going direct.
Really prominent for England throughout this final. Lovely hands, and Katie McLean is just stopped by Maxwell. We mentioned she's not had any opportunities to finish at the other end of the field, but Maxwell just showing what a good player she is in general, because she doesn't make that touch in the
Yeah, absolutely. So Scotland getting a bit of a reprieve there in terms of the penalty. England delaying giving the ball back. So the referee awards a penalty for Scotland, gives them an extra 10 metres for their tap, and marches England on their way for an extra 10 metres.
The World Cup taking over on the run with Susan Roy. A little bit on the hop here. And the touch through is Cameron Bryce to break through the ranks and get the ball back.
This time England working towards the sub-box with Lois Lau. Marnie Wills picking up, doing her share of the driving.
Not seen too much of Nikki Bird in an attacking sense. She's similar to Maxwell, not really had many opportunities. England have had so much success through the middle. They haven't really needed to utilise the expensive game too much, and here they go again, all the way through. They need a pass. Lovely movement.
Oh,
that's
beautiful. Really good. Excellent scoop through from Sammy Phillips, taking advantage of Scotland being offside. And watch how late Vicky Franks is going to leave her run. So Sammy takes off, identifies that space. There she goes. And Vicky Franks is going to come in for a little shake and bake. There she is. Pops up, leaves her winger. And a lovely touchdown for Vicky Franks.
Yeah, tough on that for Layla San. It was such good movement from Franks there on the outside. A little out to in. The route was not mapped by Scotland, and they ran onto the goods.
As a coach, you want your players on that scooping line to make that run. So leave it late from the winger and come across. It gives a very little advantage for that defensive winger to chase in. Very rarely does it come off like that, and that one is really for the highlights reel.
That's a real coach pleasing, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. As someone who coaches Vicky Franks quite a bit, I'm very, very pleased with that as well, as Gary Lambert will be in her sub box. Here's England again. Catherine Jones, Nikki Marsh picks up. Catherine Jones.
Over the line.
The captain's over for her 3rd touchdown of the game.
It's a hat-trick for the skipper. Catherine Jones has led from the front throughout this game for England, and they just haven't been able to live with the middle of England in particular. Scotland's, you can see there the light on the face of the English team. They've now put double figures up, and they are just over 10 minutes away from securing the gold medal here. And at this stage, it has an air of inevitability about it from the outside. From the inside, England will not be thinking about that just yet. Champagne coach won't quite be totting on the sideline.
No, definitely not. They will wait for that hooter to go before they have any belief that the title is going to be theirs. And you can see the composure, the desire to get in and make that touch regardless of the scoreline. And Scotland will know that. And in many ways, it's probably the most difficult thing now, is that Scotland know this England team will not give an inch regardless of the scoreline. It's not going to get any easier, so they have to stay positive, they have to keep to their policies. Later there thought, we'll pop over the top. She thought it was the last touch, but it wasn't. Scotland had one more. Here we go, England back underway. Let's see if Scotland can get them in their corner. Oh, nice little pass off to Claire Traynor. This time Lois Lau.
Once again, Lois Lau telling her players exactly where she wants them to go. Molly Wills takes a touch. You were something for an outlet here. You were something to come up good.
England getting a bit of reprieve for a penalty for offsides. We're going to see Marnie Wills and Claire Traynor and Alex Maskell there's in shot as well. Let's see what they can put together over a set of 6 of line attack.
So many other pairings you'd want with a fresh set of 6, 8 metres out in this division. Traynor to Wills. Slow things down, draw Scotland out. Good heavy touches to upset some momentum at Wills. Won't let that affect her. Touch called.
Touches in. Good play. They're now knowing how Scotland are going to react to this. Let's see what Marnie and Claire have now. Will they run a similar pattern? It looks like they're shaping for it. There'll be some variation here, I'm sure. This time Marnie's looking long.
Claire outside, and there is Nikki Bird. Dives over the line. And
yeah, we've got a forward pass. Yeah.
I was just about to say, actually, it did look a little forward, even from this angle.
Yeah, so that ball from Lois Lau through to Nikki Bird, so the link to win. Marnie's ball looked to be fine, but that last pass did drift forward. Scotland get out of jail there, and they're off underway with some good yardage for the first couple of touches.
I'm sure Nikki Bird will be particularly disappointed. That real dive over the line, chalked off in the final. Sort of finish that every winger dreams of in a gold medal match.
Absolutely.
And Scotland, a decent opportunity here, but England again shut the door. The middle pairing of Wills and Traynor in particular, not just offensively but also defensively, is just some brilliant work. And here goes Wills again, just ripping by every Scotland player. And Nikki Bird here, she got the pace, not quite well caught up with.
Well, that's touch 1, and England are well into Scotland's half, and they'll have the opportunity now to set themselves for a set of line attack. This is not what Scotland needs.
After 4 days of very frantic competition, I just wonder why some of these players get their injury reserves from. Molly Wills has played almost every minute of this final already, and she's still gassing 3 or 4 Scottish defenders inside her own half. Down here, the heavy touches starting to come in. Scotland not penalised, just within the boundaries.
Oh, very evasive by Vicky French, but a great touch in defence.
Scotland press hard, and it's reverse it around. Not a lot of room for England there, and Scotland will survive.
Penalty for a late pass there. Scotland are going to bring it out of their own end of the field, back to the 5 for the tap.
You can see there behind the end zone that the crowds are starting to flock. And, lovely Saturday here in Nottingham. It's not quite sunny, but there's not too much threat of rain, I don't think. I put the curse on that one just there. But yeah, that's really rather be. These Midlands at the moment. It's a lovely atmosphere around Highfields. And the entertainment being served up by these two teams has been something pretty special. Scotland now can't quite break through on one occasion.
Yeah, Scotland throwing everything they have at England now, and again we see some space open up on the outside. Oh, ball down. Good call, good spot by the referee. Scotland are going to get that over. Here we go. Scotland get us underway with a tap.
Waters the way through John Campbell. Waters again. Walking pace to draw England out. Good pace from Waters, dives for the line. And that is a touchdown. Lovely from Terry Waters, and you just see with the reaction there, it's a touch frustrated at the same time. I think Scotland now very aware of their own situation here, but Terry Waters will be pleased with this finish. It's a really, really good touchdown.
Yeah, it's another touchdown off that sweeper backdoor play. We haven't really seen that come out until the second half, which is good to see some variation from Scotland. Good to see they're willing to throw their hand, and they've got another touchdown on the board. So let's see how England can respond.
Scottish bench, you saw that at the bottom of the picture before. Fully took over his possession. Scottish half still enjoying themselves. Slough pops it over the top. Looks a little forward. The bird is over.
Yep, they've given the forward pass.
It is slightly misleading, this camera angle, but
yeah, it can be tricky.
That one did look fairly clear. Here comes Scotland. Full pace. Again, Bryce outside of a one-handed offload. It's nice from Scotland playing some nice stuff, but England gets it, always letting them do that to allow them to be tripped up.
Yeah, Scotland willing to throw the ball around, which is nice to see. And then again, a little bit more direct.
Slough leading the charge. Didn't see her too much in the first half, but she's really come to the fore in the second. We've got these two in the middle, but we go. Slough able to find the space outside. It makes things very, very simple. That will count for Nicky Bird, no doubt about that one. As England add another to their total. Super play again from Wills, trainer. And you add in a little bit of X factor in the form of Lois Lau. Nicky Bird had the simplest of finishes.
Good adjustment there from Lois Lau to get that ball away to Nicky Bird as well. Very hard to receive, turn your body, and then get that ball across to your winger for the finish. 4 minutes to go, 11-2 to England, Scotland. They're not going to give up here.
At the top of the game, that Scotland's bogey team had been England's.
Beautiful touchdown.
But Pamela Gillespie with her second touchdown of the match. Big smile on the face of Pamela there. She's pleased with that. She might be. Great grab.
Really nice touchdown. So England gave their shape away. They went for the backdoor play, and then that trail ball. Scotland able to give that ball back inside, and a nice touchdown to bring it to 11-3.
Certainly a closer game, at least in terms of the scoreboard in this second half. England were 6-0 up, I think, at half time, and since the break, the day will be 5-3. This is maybe the half that Scotland wished they'd had in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has been better since the break for Scotland, that's for sure. That's right, inside to Walker. Passes with her at half. And again, need to pass. Attempted to dart through but couldn't. Not sure it's going to be Scotland's day today. They have had some wonderful moments in this competition. France 10-5, Ireland 7-1. Narrow win yesterday against France by 7-6. England, meanwhile, have been unbeaten in this division. I think it's going to stay the same. Here in the final, as Marnie Wills is off again, finds Trainer, not quite finding out ball. Couple of minutes to go then, and England are awaiting their coronation.
Scotland moving towards their box again. Trying to get some fresh legs on again, trying to look for another touchdown. Yeah, we got that one out there. So foot was out of play as she picked up that ball. And it's going to be a turnover for England. They're not in a hurry to move that ball back to the mark.
Been 4 very, very long days. One final minute remains of this tournament, this England's 2017. And they finish. Forward. They go. Taking over is Marnie Wills. The duo of herself and Trainer here is a large part of England's success. Again combining. Inching forward. Here they go, it's Wills. Oh, brilliant. Did she escape without a touch? Yes, she did.
Beautiful touchdown from Marnie Wills.
And sold the Scottish defender completely off the park here. Everyone expected the pass, at least this defender. I'm going to watch this. Brilliant. Don't think Wolves will particularly want to watch that one back, but
No, look, those two middles have split themselves. Marnie was able to take advantage. And 12-3 to England.
And towards the final few moments. Claxon goes, final play. Can Scotland end on one final high? No, they can't. It's just evading the hands of Mary Claire Maxwell. And the celebrations tell you all you need to know. England are European champions 2018. They go through the entire tournament completely unbeaten. What a brilliant performance.
Yeah, look, very, very well deserved winners. They've put 4 days of fantastic touch together, culminated in 40 minutes of excellent touch. They've been a class act in this division. And Scotland, look, second place, played their part in the final. They particularly played well in that second half to make a fist of things, but realistically always behind England from early stages in that game. They'll be pleased with their performance over these 4 days. They'll probably be working towards the Touch World Cup, and they'll look to come back into the 2020 Euros and look to catch up with this England team and make more of a fist of it next time around. Now we have the England team celebrating with their coach Gary Lambert.
And here's how they did it. Look back at some of the highlights of a really, really good England performance. The first half was spectacular. This was the very first touchdown. It feels like a long time ago now. The skipper almost fittingly scoring the first. And look what it meant to Catherine Jones.
Beautiful touchdown.
He was particularly impressive in this performance.
She was. Real captain's performance. But, I mean, this women's 27s team is packed full of leadership, and you've got two of those players combining there, and Marnie Wills and Claire Trainer as well. You've got Wills and Trainer again, bringing that defence out so effectively. Sweeper coming around. And here we go. Marnie on that step back, beautiful touchdown. Maskell over the top to Sammy Phillips.
this is a brilliant bit of evade. Check out this from Coach McLean. Superb wing play. England really did score some wonderful touchdowns. And the crowd around the pitch certainly enjoyed a lot of them. This won't be their only final of the day. They will be well supported throughout. I imagine the rest of the team will be keeping an eye on this, and we'll take a little bit of part from it as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's looking like England have made all finals except for the mixed open final. So they're going to be very well represented on that final game stage today. And the England Women's 27s getting it off to a fantastic start with a convincing victory over Scotland, and a very deserved one.
Set the tone.
Here's one of Scotland's touchdowns.
It was nice that Scotland did get some scores on the board, because we mentioned it would have been a real shame for them to sort of end on such a sour note, but they had some really nice moments in the second half. They were far better.
And there's that wonderful finish by Vicky Franks as well. Yeah, no, Scotland, much better in the second half. More composed, a lot more variation to what they were running in attack. Essentially England's class showed in the end, but they played their part in what has been a really good advert for touch in this Women's 27s.
Any tints of regret for Scotland over their first half performance? It seemed they were a bit almost caught in the headlights a touch.
Yeah, perhaps. Look, I think it's going to be a fine line between how much they were in control of that versus how much England were in control of that. So regrets, of course, you've lost a game, and in particular you've lost a final. But look, they'll be immensely proud that they've made it this far. They'll know that England are a little bit further ahead in their journey as a team as well. And I'm sure in 2 years' time, or if they meet at the Touch World Cup in Malaysia next year, that Scotland will be a much more developed outfit. Their coach Simon Evatt, he'll be looking at this very long term, and he'll ensure that they're much more equipped to deal with what England throw at them next time around.
The second half politically towards the end. Marnie Wills, Claire Trainer, and Lois Lau. This was the dream team, as it were, combining in the middle to set up Nikki Bird, who had the freedom of Nottingham to a touchdown there. Scotland did have one final flourish. Lovely touchdown this from Cameron Gillespie. Double her tally for the final. And ultimately, despite Scotland's hard work, despite their quality, it was England who will claim the women's 27 division title at the European Touch Championships. A tremendous performance. We can now join England
we're
captain
joined by Kat Jones, who is the successful women's 27s captain from England. Big smile on your face. Understandable that, really. How proud are you of your team?
I'm incredibly proud. We've worked really hard over the whole season. We had a really strong squad going into the campaign, and we've really tested each other and pushed each other to the limit to get where we are today.
It wasn't needed in the end, but on the way over the field, you're telling me that you've been practicing for drop-offs. What does that entail?
Absolutely. You've got to plan for every eventuality. If it goes down to a drop-off, there's a lot more chance that you're likely to lose it. Statistically, it's much more like a 50-50 game, and so you need to make sure that you're dominant in that. And so we were walking through drop-off ahead of this game just to plan for it in case it got to that. But of course, the surest way is to not let it get to a drop-off. So that's what we were trying to do.
And the margin was relatively comfortable in the end. You know, it's a good 7-8 touchdown difference between the two. Was that what you were expecting from the game?
Well, we've tried to play a sensible tournament where we've restricted what attacking and defensive plays we could run in the round stages, so that we had new attacking platforms and new defensive strategies for this game, so that they didn't know what was coming, because obviously we've already played these teams in the first rounds twice, so this was the third time we faced them. We wanted to make sure that we were clinical and achieved a good scoreline.
Next final coming up now, men's 30s. You've got the first one on the board. Pressure on the rest of the teams. What are you going to be doing to support the rest of them?
Absolutely, I'm going to be watching and cheering England on from the sidelines.
Excellent. Kat, we'll let you go. Just wait for the teams to come out, but thanks very much for your time and congratulations.